So I'm here at the Frontier Village in Denison, Texas, and I'll be doing a tour of the buildings. The origin of the Frontier Museum began in 1966 when residents of Grayson County decided that they needed to preserve the heritage of the area. Right in front of me right here is the Thompson House, and I'm gonna enter. I have my key and I will enter and check it out. This house was built by Judge James G. Thompson in the early 1840s on the south bank of the Red River at Preston Road. In 1942 it was bought by Miss Nellie Chambers and moved east of Denison to save it from the advancing waters of the newly formed Lake Texoma. Upon her death, her heirs donated the home to the village. It was moved to its present location right here and restored in 1986. You see this? Let's see if we can get in there. Got a lock. Got a open. Okay, there we go. They got lights in here. Yep. See the nice chandelier? Again, this is the Thompson House here in Denison. Beautiful, beautiful home. Everything is the way it was back then. Wow, this is just amazing. Takes you back in time. There's a photo. Of course, the fireplace. And this Nellie Chambers, Miss Chambers, moved the Thompson House. To this day, we are thankful to her, because if it hadn't been for her, then this house could have been destroyed by the Texoma River. I imagine this would be in an office. Or even a library. Home library. Judges Thompson Postmaster Office with original. Okay, so it's actually office. You have the postmaster's ledger. It's the original ledger right there. Let me see if I can decipher anything that's written in there. Not really. Look at this calendar, 1901. Wow. And some of the books here are the Everyday Book. And we have up here the History of civilization. The prehistoric world. This is just amazing. Kitchen area. Some expensive and this is in the kitchen. Got a cupboard, stove. And the iron that they used to press clothes. Cast iron pot. Wow. The very easiest exercises. This home looks like something that I could live in right now. I'm loving it, loving it. So that's the Thompson house again. So we're gonna head out to another home. Let me lock it up now. Turn the lights off first and foremost. And then lock it up and head to the next home. Go. Again, that's the Thompson house. I'm going to the village and I'm going to go to the next house, which should be and once we get there we'll see what house is it is, but it should be Hendrick's house. And the outhouse back there, I didn't capture that one back there, which is the outhouse or a toilet. But here we have Hendrick's house. Hendrick's house. Jesse Elvis Hendricks log cabin. A native of Missouri, Jesse Elvis Hendricks, 1837 to 1920, came to Grayson County in 1846. In 1863-64, he built this log home 5 miles southeast of this site. It was originally a one-room cabin with a loft, but Hendricks and his wife, Susan Matilda Dumas, added more rooms about 1870 after the birth of their fourth child. The Hendricks log cabin was moved to this site and restored in 1978. Recorded Texas Historic Landmark, 1983. Hendricks house. This is looking away from the house towards Thompson house. Now entering Hendrick's house. No lights in this one, no light switch. I don't see one on the wall here, but there is adequate lighting from exterior. Wow. Another cast iron stove right here. And I can imagine back then it would be used for cooking as well as for heating the home. Right there, you open it up, put the wood, firewood in, and you get your home heated. Can opener. And we do have some cloves and allspice from Old Judge is the brand name. Here we are in the dining room. Beautiful dining set, and I can imagine it was worth a fortune back in the days. Silver spoon forks, beautiful porcelain. Bedroom. And I can imagine this is where the lady of the house would be. As I see a sewing machine over there. And what's that, gin? Cotton gin, they make cotton from this, right? Is that what this is called, a gin? I think so. And a beautiful, cozy fireplace. And the grandfather's clock. So that's the Hendrick's house, heading out to the next one. The cozy rocking chair. Do you know what this is? I used to see them with it in Jamaica. I know what it is, this right here. You know what it is? Tell me if you know what it is. Leaving the Hendrick's house. The next one we're going to will be Bradley Bodkin's cabin. Beautiful and cozy. I can see myself sitting outside here on this porch and just relaxing underneath these shade trees. So this is Bradley Bodkin's cabin. Was built in about 1845 and donated by Coy and Hailey Wooten. So the Bradley Bodkin house So Thomas Norman Bradley was born in Alabama in 1824. He came to Grayson in 1838 with his parents. Bradley married Hannah Bell in 1841 at the age of 17 and built his cabin around 1842, southwest of where Denison was later established. They had 4 children, and Hannah died in 1864, the same year that their 4th child was born. 2 years later, in 1866, Thomas Bradley married Margaret Susan Adeline Ann Pounds. They had 11 more children. Those 14 children were reared in this one-room cabin. Bradley sold his land in Grayson County and moved to Nacona, Texas. Later, he moved to New Mexico, where he died in 1906. G.M. Bodkin bought the land where the cabin stood in 1899. In 1959, Coy and Hallie Wooten obtained the land and donated the cabin to Grayson County Frontier Village in 1979. And that's Bradley's cabin right there. So this cabin is off limits, on the interior that is, so I'm not able to get in there with my keys. Only 3 more I'm able to enter with my keys. Next cabin we're not able to enter. It's also off limits. It's Evans Carpenter cabin. And again, I see something that looks familiar to me, and it's that washing pan that we used to wash clothes in back home when I was growing up. I remember those things. But the Evans Carpenter house was built around 1857 in Cherry Mound community, located 10 miles northeast of Sherman. It was donated by Mr. and Mrs. Patterson to Grayson in 1985. Evans Carpenter. See if we can see anything on the inside. You see right there. You can see the bed. You can see the dining table. Some clothing on the back wall. From here you can see a bit of the interior. Again, we're actually walking here in Denison, Texas. We're walking through the Frontier Village, looking at what it looked like back in the 18 and early 1900s. Some of the building, that is. They're not originally from this location. They were moved here from elsewhere, donated by the owners in a bid to preserve some of the history of Grayson County. So that was a stage right there. Not certain what for, but it's a stage. And back here I have a piece of equipment, which is a thresher, and it's for peanuts. This is what they would use to reap peanuts back in the days. So it's a thresher. All right, we got more farm equipment sitting back here as well, you can see. And then up here we have this screw with a big nut in the mouth. Where is it at? Right there. Look at that bad boy. That nut is almost bigger than that scroll right there. And by the way, this is a real scroll. This is not an artifact. If I walk up to it, you're gonna see it running away. Pretty sure. Let me see how close I can get to. Or there it is. You can see it moving already. Alright, so I'll leave it alone. I won't disturb him. I'll let him do his thing. Built by Sia Luby in 1921 to feed thrasher hands in the field. So this is, and the one I showed you earlier is actually the thresher that they use to reap the peanuts. And this is the store right here. It's got a thermometer on the outside. Triple X is a beverage that's been advertised. And here is this can again. It's some milk. Milk can. Again, this one is not accessible, but you can see the items in there. Let me go from the other side, and we should be able to see some of the items that are in the interior. And right here we have the shell right there of a cicada. They say cicada hibernate for like 14 years on the ground and they come out. Not certain how that works, but you know, the cicada that always making a lot of noise. A lot of people call them crickets. But this is the counter store. The country store. See some of the items on the interior. Alrighty. A lot of farm equipment sitting out here. Looks like a old John Deere. It's a farm tractor, F20 1936 model with two-row lister. A lot of mosquitoes out here too. And they're bad to the bone. This is the blacksmith shop. Doug Amrick Forge. Established 2025. So this is a blacksmith shop. You can see the anvil right here. Maynard Roberts anvil. And you can see an axe and other implements or tools of the trade. You can imagine they be over here shoeing an horse. You have the charcoal holder. Scoop out some charcoal, light a fire, put your iron in it, get it hot to the temperature that you need to, so you can brand your cows and your horses and whatever else. And that's the maintenance area. So the stagecoach. And all kinds of tools over here on the wall. Early on tools, hand tools. We got pickaxe, we got lantern, we got saws, we got hose, we got clevises and yoke fitting, we got hay hooks, knuckle dusters, knuckle busters, wrenches, cotton scales, you name it. Wrenches, kingpins, plow planes, everything is here. Even some saddles way back there on the wall. I know over here, this is the Fitzgerald house, but the Fitzgerald house is being renovated. It's under renovation, so we're not able to enter this one at all. Just gotta walk by so you can see. I can see a sewing machine. Seems to be the fixture in all of these homes, because almost everyone that I've entered, I've seen a sewing machine. I can imagine back in the days, someone at home would definitely be patching clothes or making clothes, and there was no store down the road to run to get your clothing. You'd make your clothing right there at home, and when it got torn, you just patch it up and carry on, pretty much. Now this is their storage building, so this is not really a part of the preservation as it is. This one ahead of us is the Bullock Bass House. Bass is in a fish, B-A-S-S. You could call it a base house or a bass house. As you know, they're spelt the same way. And we're gonna enter this one, take a look on the interior to see what they got in there. And across the ways, you can see the lake, Denison Lake. Just outside the fence line. Again, we're here in Denison, Texas. Denison, Texas. So I'm gonna enter the Bass House right now. Bass House is in a fish, like a bass. I know bass and bass, they are spelled the same way. And here we are. Beautiful. As we enter into a foyer area. Upstairs is off limits. Mr. and Mrs. Bass. That's what a home looked like. And again, this is an office. It's an office with numerous books. As we know, back in the days, there was much internet. So reading was something that people did a lot. And of course, this is a turntable. Play your vinyl records. Fireplace to keep the place warm. Of course, a wall of books over there again. Pen. I don't know if you know about these pens, but you dip it into the ink and you use to write. Now I remember at home I used to have some encyclopedias. What we got here? Official record of the Union and Confederate names in the War of the Rebellion. And these are all volumes. United Daughters of the Confederacy magazine up there. And we have volumes up here of the United Daughters as well. And then War of the Rebellion are down here. And we have Territorial Papers of the United States. So a lot of books detailing various times in the wars, and in the case of these, the women of war. This one looked like a lamp that we had at home. Only thing that's missing is the Home Sweet Home and the shade of it. Now on the other side, we have the telephone, of course. And the living room. More expensive. I'm pretty sure back in them days it was very expensive. Dinnerware. And not just the porcelain ones, but they do have glass and some enamel over here as well. This is for your teapots and teacups. Cabinet with more items. And the kitchen. This time we have some coal left over right there. Milk jug. And our stove right here. Quite a few burners. Some spices. Fresh oven. Fresh air oven. pantry. And more cabinetry, along with milk bottles, etc. Got a sink over here. I can just feel the love that was in these places. You know, you have a place that is just small, quiet, peaceful, and just full of energy. Like I say, I remember my days living in a small home, but it was filled with love and laughter as if the children running around, including myself. And those were the days. We didn't have a lot of money, but what we had was love, which is the greatest, I think, of all. Now we're going to enter outside again and continue our journey. So there it is. So I'm out here and I'm actually touring this area, and it's really amazing, you know, seeing some of the things from way back when. Few items just bring back memory of my days growing up in Jamaica as well. Like when I was telling you about the wash pan and thing like the milk jug, or the milk pan as we call it in Jamaica, as well as the sewing machine, the Singer sewing machine. I remember my mom had one of those Singer sewing machine that she used to make item of clothing for me, and she would also make item of clothing for my sibling as well as my dad. So I'm gonna continue. Thank you so much for tuning in and checking out my videos. I really appreciate it. And again, like I said, I hope you learned something, and I hope these videos aren't too boring for you, you know what I mean? I know I'm not so much of a, what should I say, charismatic guy, and I like things like this: museums, libraries, just walks in the park, and I hope you're enjoying it. Thank you. Here we have a well. Okay. Or the depiction of what should be a well. Just got the bucket right there and the well going down. This is Sophie's cabin ahead of us. That's actually Cold Spring School, by the way, but it's off limits. But that's Cold Spring School. But this is Sophie's cabin over here on this side. And of course, there would be a longhorn right next to the cabin. And I see a chair right there, which tells me someone was sitting down and milking this longhorn. But here's the cabin. See the bed? It's a one-room cabin. Dentistry and barbershop. And here we had the saddle shop. We have a saddle shop. This is a silver saddle we're looking at. English riding saddle over there. Got a Calvary saddle. And a long one on the wall. Get a better look at the saddle. And the Frontier Journal. Remember these computers? You had to insert a floppy disk into these kind of computers. Earliest. And a typewriter, of course. I guess every journalist definitely need a typewriter back then. And from 1872 to 1972, great moments. A copy of the Denison Herald. This is a press plate. Put ink on it and run the paper over it. And there you go. You got words on your newspaper. And of course, a camera for the journalist. Alrighty then. This is the Longford House. This is a jail wagon. So this is what they use to transport the prisoners or detainees, whichever one you want to call it. And then this is the courthouse. It's the courthouse right there. Please check your guns at the door. Well, this is the courthouse, entering into the courthouse. There it is. The grand jury would be back there. And of course, the judge would be up here. Yes, Your Honor. No, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. You got a gavel. This is the Texas Sheriff, outstanding Texas Sheriff, Woody Blanton. Sheriff's Posse, Grayson County, Texas. And I guess this would be the docks. Is that what they call it? So that's the courthouse for you. Election precinct number 18, ballot box. All madams must keep their girls off the street after dark. So that's the courthouse. Again, the jewelry, grand jury in the back. And don't forget, check your guns at the door. Again, I'm truly enjoying this tour. It is definitely a wonderful tour. And again, the weather is amazing. Right now, it's only 80 degrees with a light breeze. You could probably see the trees dancing a little bit, but it's definitely a wonderful tour. But let's continue on with it. Now from the jail. This is the jail right here. And look at that. Someone's in jail. Are you gonna bail him or her? But that's the jail right there. That's just restrooms over there. Continuing on. We got Price Shaw cabin. Price Shaw's cabin right there. And there's the church over there. Price Shaw's cabin right here. Got a barrel, some hay. We have a flagpole, and this is an adjustable flagpole, telepole. You can just push it up to whatever height you need it. You can see the various parts, and that's nifty. I like that. So instead of raising the flag, you put a flag onto the flagpole, and then you raise the actual flagpole. Now this is the church right here. just says church. I don't know what kind of a church it is. If it's the Catholic, Apostolic, Berean, Presbyterian, I don't know. It's just a church. That's all I can say. You see inside. That's the church. This is the Davis Ainsley log cabin. And by the way, as we talk about Denison, Denison is also the birthplace of Dwight Eisenhower, one of the U.S. presidents. See the lantern? It's already lit right there, behind the lamp, right there. And then we have our smokehouse. This is the smokehouse. Looks like a wood shop. All kind of saws on the wall over there. Rakes. Another look from another angle. So again, I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for viewing the video. And while I'm here, I just want to say big shout out to everyone that came along and watched the video. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your support. Be good. And I think we have one more building, which is the record house. Oh no, I guess it's no longer around. There's supposed to be one more, which is the record house, where they keep all the records. Okay, so I think that's it right there. So again, thank you so much. Much appreciated. Shout out to all my subscribers. Thank you so much. And if you watch my videos, you see my subscribers on there, go over to their channel and show them some love and appreciation as well. They have some great content on their channel. Blessed JTJ, Graciela, Gracie, G, Aztec 73. Check out their channel, check out his channel. Unbothered Joyful Julie, Casey Inspirational Tales, Vibing with VC, Notion No Use, and all of my subscribers. I want to say thank you all, and like I said, just go over to their channel. I want to say shout out to Fancy Nancy, Amanda Gibson. Thank you so much. And of course, can't go without saying shout out to Scott Ferguson. He doesn't have a channel, but he's one of my ardent supporters. Clarice Lifestyle, Nina Hunter, Kyle, Alina Hunter. Big shout out to y'all. Please go over to their channel once again, show them some love. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Goodness 8910, AJG Sports, Pigeon Harmony, Juanito BMTV, BBK Jump, Arrested. Big shout out to you. Big shout out to you. Robert Murray, Moana Dijija, Entertained by Jay. Big shout out to you. Nana M, Auntie DTV, Daily B 40 with an I, FORTI, Amy Superstar, Doni Rosalio channel. I want to say thank you all. Big shout out to you. And please, like I say, go out there, give them some love, show them some love. Try Jamaica, Fad Shakir, Delray Brown. Please show them some love and tell them that I sent you. Princey 2795, Lewis Awange, so it's Lewis LEWISAWANGE. We have the Rav family, or the Ravel. Rav. We have Graciela, Gracie G. We have the 5Gs family listed in the south. Silent Stories 2025. Queenisha 2600, the Queen from Jamaica. Please show them some love. Ram Despot, RAMDESPOT. Thank you so much. Show them some love. Once again, thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and all the best to you. And if I didn't call your name, big shout out to you as well. As you know, I appreciate each and every one, and I will never take it for granted. From here in Denison, Texas, so long.